Babes, welcome back, and happy Friday.
To all the returning babes, thank you for being here. We are so fucking glad to have you, honestly.
And to the new babes, hey babes, go ahead and subscribe and like this, because babes, this is your safe space.
Yeah, and if you're here for housewives drama, teen mom mess, and reality TV chaos, go ahead and check out our daily gossip recap, because this episode, babes, this one is all about Hollywood.
Because babes, when I tell you a certain tech billionaire literally banned an A-list actor from the Met Gala over a movie role, I mean, the egos in Hollywood are spiraling this week.
Babes, we actually switched it up a little this time, you know?
We were drinking water tonight.
And honestly,
yeah,
we are hydrated, babes. Cheers to us.
And babes, cheers to you, because you made it through the week.
Barely.
Literally barely. But I have to be completely honest right now, taking this, giant sip of ice water, I am profoundly proud of us.
Are you?
Yes, we are entering our hydration era. This is self-care. We are nourishing ourselves. We're flushing our systems. We are literally glowing from the inside out right now.
Yeah.
Even though, honestly, I am emotionally yearning for a massive, unhinged, Olivia Pope-sized glass of red wine right now, but I am choosing health, babe. I'm choosing me.
Right. Well, I am choosing to, analytically dissect this so-called health journey, babe, because let's be real here.
Oh, boy.
My liver is currently throwing a massive celebratory parade, complete with confetti and floats, but my spirit is deeply existentially bored. I mean, is this what adulthood actually is?
Yeah.
Just an endless, exhausting cycle of dragging yourself across the Friday finish line?
Pretty much.
Just heavily sighing and then spending 48 hours trying to recover from the sheer trauma of participating in capitalism all week.
It is. It really is, babe. The 40-hour work week was designed for a society that just does not exist anymore. So now we just, spend our weekends horizontal, clutching our Stanley Cups and praying our cortisol levels drop before Monday morning.
A bleak reality.
But we are surviving it. And we are doing it with clear skin and functioning kidneys. So, okay, babes, we wanted to kick things off with some shady, snarky, or stupid submissions because, honestly, you all are messy.
So messy.
You have been sending in absolute chaos, and we need to unpack it.
Yeah, I'll read the first one. It says, babes, my younger sister has been dating her guy for over a year and thinks he's her soulmate. I just started dating a race car driver 6 months ago, but I refused to let her get married before me because it just wouldn't look right for my image.
Oh my God.
Wait, it continues. I make jokes to her face about beating her to the altar. Am I shady, snarky, or stupid?
Okay, my immediate emotional reaction, I totally get the competitive sibling urge here.
Really?
Yes. When you have a sister, everything is a low-key competition, even when you love them fiercely. It's just this unspoken dynamic.
I mean, I guess.
You see her picking out China patterns in her head, and you just want to sprint down the aisle first out of pure, unadulterated spite. It's giving major eldest daughter syndrome. So I'm going to say this is just snarky. It's the kind of dark, sisterly banter you only understand if you grew up fighting over, sweaters in bathroom time.
Babe, I have to push back on that completely.
Why?
You are entirely too forgiving of structurally toxic familial dynamics, honestly.
Am I?
Yes, this isn't just snarky banter, babe. This is a calculated PR campaign masquerading as a romance.
Okay, dramatic.
No, let's break down the actual mechanics of what this person is saying. They are structuring their entire romantic timeline around an image calendar.
Well, yeah, but...
You are openly telling your sister that she is forbidden from progressing her life because it damages your personal brand metrics.
When you say it like that, it sounds terrible.
Imagine being the race car driver in this scenario. You're not a partner. You are a highly sponsored prop in a sibling rivalry.
Oh, no?
You are literally a human Band-Aid for her fear of aging out of relevance. It is shady. Shady to its absolute core.
Okay. When you put it like that, it sounds like a literal business transaction. But hold on, isn't that just how dating works for some people in hyper-competitive environments?
I mean, sure, sociopaths.
Stop. If you've spent your whole life being the successful older sister, the psychological terror of suddenly being the spinster older sister while the younger one gets the fairy tale... I mean, patriarchy does a number on us, babe.
I suppose.
It makes us view other women's milestones as our own failures. It's twisted, but I feel for her. Anyway, let's do the next one.
Go ahead.
Okay. Hey, babes, I'm a teenager, and I posted on Instagram that I only have one brother to clear up some rumors. People completely lost their minds and attacked me because my dad actually has 10 other kids with a bunch of different women.
Oh my God.
I know, I just meant kids in my age bracket for my own mom. Was I stupid?
This is a mathematical nightmare.
Babe, I am devastated for this poor teenager. Imagine just trying to post a cute, simple clarification on your Instagram story for your high school friends, right?
Yeah.
And the entire internet drags you into a geopolitical level genealogical debate.
It's insane.
She's just a kid trying to exist online. She's not stupid at all. The internet is stupid for applying algorithmic outrage to a literal child.
Well, if we apply basic sociological principles here, the real stupid party isn't the teenager.
Obviously.
The stupid one is the father operating a double-digit roster and putting this poor kid in a completely indefensible public relations position.
Literally.
When your father's reproductive strategy resembles, like, a corporate franchise expansion model, you cannot be blamed for narrowing the data parameters to your immediate household.
A franchise expansion? I'm screaming.
The teenager was just using standard data filtering. Think about the parasocial relationship the internet has with highly publicized families.
It's so toxic.
Right. The public feels entitled to every branch of the family tree. This teenager tried to assert a boundary around her private, lived reality, which only includes the brother she actually grew up with.
Yeah, the one in her actual house.
And she was punished by an audience that demands absolute adherence to the father's chaotic public narrative.
It's exactly like she's the original flagship store trying to ignore all the weird pop-up shops across the country.
Perfect analogy.
It's so unfair to her. Okay, last confession. Babes, I was co-chairing a massive fashion event this week.
Ooh, fancy.
My best friend went through a traumatic divorce last year, and her ex-husband had the audacity to show up to my event with his new girlfriend.
The nerve.
I spent the entire night intentionally avoiding them to stay loyal to my bestie. Was this shady?
This is structurally fascinating.
I think this is ultimate bestie behavior, period. Like, I want to buy this woman a drink right now.
Really?
Yes. If my best friend goes through a traumatic divorce, her ex is permanently exiled to the shadow realm. He does not exist in my physical plane.
I mean, loyalty is great, but...
The fact that she spent the whole night dodging him while actively working because co-chairing is a real job means she is a hero. That is not shady. That is profound loyalty.
Babe, I need you to visualize the sheer geographical and logistical difficulty of this feat.
What do you mean?
You are co-chairing a massive fashion event. Let's assume it's at a major museum, given the scale implied here.
Okay, sure.
You are presumably wearing haute couture, which severely restricts your physical mobility. You have handlers, publicists, and event coordinators tracking your every move.
True, true.
The tactical awareness required to intentionally avoid a specific high-profile couple all night in a crowded, intensely photographed venue is practically military grade.
I guess she had to be stealthy.
You would need the floor plan memorized, you would need visual spotters in the crowd, and you would need to manipulate the press line to ensure your paths never cross.
So you're saying she's a genius?
It's not shady, it's highly orchestrated, weaponized, snarky. But wait a minute.
What? You've got that look on your face.
Stop everything. Babes, look at these specific data points.
What data points?
A race car driver, a father with 10 kids, co-chairing a massive fashion event while dodging a divorced ex. Wait a minute, babes. Are celebrities using burner accounts to submit these? Because this maps perfectly onto the blind items and headlines we are literally scheduled to cover today.
Wait, are you serious? You think these are... No, the Snark squad is just messy.
I am dead serious. These aren't listener confessions, babe.
No way.
This is the Hollywood gossip ecosystem bleeding directly into our inbox. Someone is submitting verbatim celebrity blind items disguised as personal drama.
Oh my God.
Which means we need to transition immediately into the Daily Gossip recap. We need to get into this right now. Let's start with this massive fashion event. Theme 1, high fashion and high egos. The Met Gala mess.
Oh my God, you are totally right. Because Nicole Kidman was co-chairing the 2026 Met Gala.
Exactly.
She was wearing this incredible custom red sequin Chanel gown, walking the carpet with her daughter, Sunday Rose, who was like making her official debut. Yeah. But then later, she changed into this fully see-through lingerie-inspired Chanel dress for the dinner. And the entire night, she was absolutely, systematically icing out Hugh Jackman and his new girlfriend, Sutton Foster.
Precisely. This perfectly mirrors our third confession.
That is wild.
Nicole Kidman utilized every ounce of her A-list power to keep her distance from Hugh and Sutton. I have to analyze the why here, though.
I mean, we know why.
Right. Nicole is firmly, undeniably, Team Deb. She's fiercely loyal to Deborah Lee Furness after she and Hugh ended their 27-year marriage back in 2023.
Which is forever.
In Hollywood, 27 years isn't just a marriage, it's an institution.
It's multiple lifetimes in this industry. And remember what Deb said to the Daily Mail last year?
I do.
She called a split a traumatic journey of betrayal. That specific word, betrayal, that is a heavy, loaded word to use on the record.
Or calculated.
Hollywood publicists do not use the word betrayal lightly. That sticks to a reputation. And Nicole certainly didn't forget it, you know.
Clearly not.
I am honestly in awe of Nicole prioritizing girl code over playing happy families for the cameras. Think about the pressure.
It's immense.
She was co-chairing alongside Anna Wintour, Beyoncé, and Venus Williams. She had actual hosting duties. She was supposed to be the welcoming face of the evening.
Yep.
But she still deployed what you called weaponized snark to evade Hugh.
It is a masterclass in passive-aggressive boundary setting within a highly controlled PR environment.
Truly.
The insider noted that Nicole believes Deb was deeply, irrevocably hurt by how everything unfolded, and Nicole simply wasn't interested in pretending otherwise for the sake of Vogue's social media channels.
Which I love.
A lot of people in that inner circle feel Hugh did Deb wrong. By avoiding him, Nicole is establishing a social embargo.
A social embargo. I need to use that.
She didn't cause a scene. That would be uncouth and ruin the event. But she absolutely refused to be a prop in Hugh's new relationship hard launch. But babe, as fascinating as Nicole's tactical evasion is, avoiding someone is absolute child's play compared to what Jeff Bezos did.
Oh my God, the Bezos ban. This is the most unhinged display of wealth I have ever seen.
It really is.
Babes, Jeff Bezos literally banned Jennifer Aniston's ex-husband, Justin Theroux, from the Met Gala, an outright non-negotiable ban.
And we must dissect the precipitating event here. Justin Theroux recently played a character named Benji Barnes in the highly anticipated movie The Devil Wears Prada 2.
Right.
Benji Barnes is a billionaire tech mogul. It was widely perceived, and apparently glaringly obvious to anyone who saw the script, that this character was a direct, highly satirical portrayal of the Amazon founder himself.
And it wasn't just Jeff catching strays either. Emily Blunt's character supposedly parodied Lauren Sanchez Bezos.
Oh, wow.
The insider said Justin's performance was basically just him doing a Jeff Bezos impression, and Jeff was furious.
I bet.
He paid millions to be the honorary chair of the gala, and he was not about to let the guy who mocked him and his wife walk up those iconic steps, eat the microscopic museum food, and rub elbows with the elite.
This is where we need to analyze the profound fragility of the billionaire ego.
So fragile.
You would assume that possessing a net worth exceeding $200 billion would provide a psychological buffer against a satirical comedy sequel.
You would think.
But an insider explicitly stated that Jeff has zero sense of humor when jokes involve him or his wife, Lauren.
Big yikes.
He's reportedly fine with self-deprecating humor about his businesses, but mocked their personal dynamic, and you were socially executed.
Wow.
He didn't find the parody funny, he abhorred the Lauren angle, and once Jeff was personally offended, Justin was never, under any circumstances, getting through the doors of the Metropolitan Museum of Art.
But wait, let me push back on this.
Go for it.
Is it really just a fragile ego, or is it basically just a landlord enforcing the rules of his own property?
Interesting angle.
Anna Wintour is the ultimate gatekeeper, right? She controls that guest list with a terrifying iron fist. People campaign for years to get an invite.
They do.
But the quote from the insider was, Anna follows power, and this year power came with Jeff's money. Jeff paid $2 million to be mocked in his own room. If you rent out a venue and pay for the catering, do you have to invite the guy who just publicly roasted you?
That is a brilliant counterpoint, babe. But we have to look at what the Met Gala represents.
Which is?
It is supposed to be the pinnacle of cultural and artistic achievement, heavily curated by the Vogue editorial board. It operates under the illusion of being a meritocracy of taste.
Right, an illusion.
By allowing Jeff Bezos to unilaterally veto an A-list actor purely over a bruised ego, Anna Wintour shattered that illusion.
She really did.
It revealed the underlying economic reality. Capital dictates access. Anna Wintour may dictate fashion, but she is utterly beholden to the tech money that funds the Costume Institute.
That's so true.
Jeff didn't just buy a table, babe. He bought the jurisdictional authority of the room. It is ruthless, it is calculated, and it is a stark reminder to Hollywood that all the cultural cachet and couture in the world cannot insulate you from a tech billionaire holding the purse strings.
That is so dark, but so true. He basically bought the bouncer at the club.
Exactly.
Okay, let's pivot to theme 2, sister spirals and excommunication. Because this ties right back to our very first confession.
Yes, the wedding race.
We have Kim Kardashian and Kylie Jenner allegedly clashing hard behind the scenes over who is getting to the altar first.
The competitive romantic timelines. Let's look at the underlying data of these two relationships.
Okay.
Kylie Jenner has been linked to Oscar-nominated actor Timothée Chalamet since roughly 2023. Insiders are claiming she is madly in love with him, genuinely sees him as her soulmate, and has spent the past year seriously envisioning a long-term, legally binding future with him.
Yeah, I totally see that.
It's grounded, it's serious, and it has fundamentally shifted Kylie's public persona from Instagram baddie to this sort of quiet, luxury, European-adjacent romantic.
Right, she's wearing cottagecore dresses and making pasta from scratch on TikTok.
Exactly.
But then you have Kim. Kim recently went public with Formula One star Lewis Hamilton. But babe, they have been together for less than 6 months.
Very new.
Yet the insiders are leaking that Kim is absolutely terrified of being left on the shelf. She allegedly hates the idea of her younger sister getting married before her.
Which represents a fascinating and somewhat tragic psychological pivot for Kim Kardashian.
Right.
The source alleged that Kim's relationship with Lewis is a lot murkier, and that she barely even knows him on a foundational level at this point.
Yikes.
Yet she is eager to move full speed ahead because she allegedly only cares about her image. She is openly joking within the family that Kylie cannot get married before she does because it wouldn't be right.
But why does Kim care so much? She has been married 3 times.
The irony.
She had the fairy tale wedding with Chris Humphries. She had the mega monolith cultural moment wedding with Kanye West in Florence.
Iconic, frankly.
Why is she acting like an 1800s debutante who is going to be shipped off to a convent if her younger sister beats her to the altar?
Because, babe, you have to look at the macroeconomic structure of the Kardashian empire.
Always the macroeconomics with you.
It's true. Their entire brand valuation, whether it's Skims, Good American, or Kylie Cosmetics, is tethered to their cultural relevance. And in the Kardashian playbook, relevance is generated through major serialized life events: weddings, babies, and divorces.
Sure.
Kim has positioned herself as the undisputed matriarch in training, the sun around which the family orbit revolves.
She really has.
If Kylie secures a high-fashion, critically acclaimed A-list actor like Timothée Chalamet, while Kim is technically single or casually dating, it shifts the gravitational pull of the family's PR narrative.
Wow, so it's a power struggle.
Kim treating marriage as a competitive sport rather than a lifelong commitment isn't just vanity, it's brand protection. She needs the narrative dominance of a wedding special to maintain her hierarchy.
It's exhausting just listening to it. Imagine having to schedule your wedding around your sister's PR needs so Hulu's quarterly earnings don't dip.
It's a lot.
Let Kylie have her moment. But the Kardashians aren't the only sisters spiraling. Let's pivot to a completely different family dynamic. The Sheen sisters.
Oh, this is messy.
Sammy and Lola Sheen, the daughters of Denise Richards and Charlie Sheen. They just shocked everyone by reuniting on the red carpet at the Billie Eilish concert movie premiere in LA.
The Hit Me Hard and Soft movie premiere. And to understand why this is a shock, we have to analyze the absolute warfare that took place in January.
It was brutal.
We were talking about a brutal, scorched earth TikTok war. Sammy went on TikTok and literally posted text over her face saying, "Imagine finding out your sister and ex-boyfriend have been seeing each other behind your back this whole time."
It was a direct, completely unfiltered public accusation of the highest order.
Very direct.
She didn't leak it to a tabloid. She essentially became her own paparazzi. And Lola fired back, denying it, saying she had completely different tastes from Sammy.
Which is hilarious.
Which is honestly such a shady way to deny something, basically saying, your ex is too ugly for me to steal.
Exactly.
But it goes deeper. Sammy had previously blasted Lola back in June, calling her disgusting and homophobic. Even their mom, Denise Richards, had to address it on reality TV, looking genuinely distressed, wondering how long this feud was going to last.
And that brings us to the core issue. The modern economy of family feuds.
Oh boy.
Gen Z celebrities, unlike the millennials before them, do not utilize publicists to launder their grievances.
They really don't.
They air their absolute darkest, most painful, familial betrayals on an algorithmic platform designed to maximize outrage for engagement. Dating your sister's ex is a profound betrayal of the family contract.
It's the ultimate sin.
But now, suddenly, they are posing side by side on a red carpet with the flashes going off.
So what changed? Did they go to therapy? Did Denise lock them in a room until they hugged it out?
This is where I have to question the underlying authenticity of the reconciliation.
You think it's fake?
Is this genuine psychological healing? Or is this a PR Band-Aid applied strictly for the sake of public appearances?
Good question.
If you look closely at the event logistics, Lola actually brought Raquel Bucaro as her pluck one. So Sammy and Lola weren't strictly there together as a cohesive unit.
Oh, I missed that.
They just utilized the Billie Eilish premiere as neutral territory to negotiate a visual ceasefire. It signals to the industry we are no longer actively volatile, which makes them employable and brand safe again.
A visual ceasefire. That is such a good way to put it. It's like two countries signing a peace treaty while still aiming missiles at each other under the table.
Precisely.
I just hope for Denise's sanity it's real. Speaking of permanent cutoffs, though, Khloe Kardashian has officially, unequivocally iced out her ex-husband Lamar Odom.
Finally.
The entire Kardashian inner circle has slammed the heavy oak door shut on him.
And we have to analyze the specific catalyst that triggered this permanent excommunication.
The documentary.
Right, it's the recent documentary, Untold, The Death and Life of Lamar Odom. This documentary revisited his catastrophic 2015 overdose at a Nevada brothel, his grueling addiction recovery, and the dissolution of their marriage. But crucially, the narrative thrust of the film, driven by quotes from Lamar's friends, framed Khloe's support during that horrific medical emergency as fame-seeking and primarily about securing Hollywood connections.
Which is the most deeply unfair revisionist history I have ever heard.
It's pretty wild.
Khloe literally paused her entire life. She legally halted their divorce proceedings so she could retain medical power of attorney.
She did.
She lived in that hospital room, sleeping on a chair, making life or death medical decisions for him when he was unconscious and his organs were failing.
Yeah, she was very involved.
For his friends to spin that trauma as some sort of calculated PR stunt for fame, it's a massive, unforgivable betrayal.
It really is.
Khloe talked about it on her Khloe in Wonderland podcast with Kris Jenner. She sounded so defeated. She said she hasn't heard a single word from him and felt like she was entirely played.
The Kardashian PR machine operates like a geopolitical alliance, babe.
It does.
They are fiercely loyal and protective of their own, but if you violate the treaty, you are hit with immediate, permanent sanctions.
Sanctions.
Kris Jenner actually delivered the final, definitive nail in the coffin during that podcast. She pointed out that Lamar never even reached out privately to clear the air or apologize after the documentary dropped.
Wow.
The source explicitly stated, access is cut, trust is gone. And remember, Lamar had recently gone on the Today Show and credited God entirely for surviving his overdose, deliberately downplaying Khloe's daily, grueling involvement in his physical rehabilitation.
Well, hold on. To play devil's advocate here.
Okay.
He is an addict in recovery. He's trying to reclaim his own narrative, right? Is it possible he just wanted to tell his story without it being entirely consumed by the Kardashian reality TV vortex?
Reclaiming your narrative is one thing, but allowing your proxy voices, your friends, to actively rewrite history, to cast the woman who saved your life as a fame-hungry villain, is crossing a Rubicon.
That's fair.
That lack of accountability sealed his fate. Once you threaten the core narrative of the Kardashian family, which is that they are deeply, fiercely protective of their loved ones, you are permanently exiled.
Exactly. Good for Khloe for finally drawing a hard, impenetrable boundary. Okay, let's lift the energy, because theme 3 is all about hard launches and Hollywood icks.
Let's get into it.
And we have to start with the queen of Gen Z, Billie Eilish, finally hard launching Nat Wolff.
Yes, circling back to that Hit Me Hard and Soft movie premiere in Los Angeles.
It was so cute.
Billie and Nat walked the red carpet together, holding hands, posing for the wire photographers. And what is so notable here is the timeline.
Right, they waited forever.
It took a full calendar year for them to do this. They first met at the Academy Museum Gala way back in late 2023. They were spotted discreetly leaving an awards show together in March 2025 and have been aggressively dodging rumors and paparazzi ever since.
I honestly love how she handled this. She just kept it completely locked down until she was 100% ready.
So smart.
She looked so genuinely happy and relaxed on that carpet, especially with her brother Phineas there supporting her too. It didn't feel like a stunt.
Because it wasn't. It's a highly strategic and remarkably healthy approach to navigating celebrity dating logistics.
Honestly, goals.
By withholding the launch for a year, She actively starved the tabloid economy. If you look at her 2024 Vogue interview, she laid out her thesis on this.
What did she say?
She explicitly stated she didn't want to talk about who she was dating anymore. Her quote was, "I guess I underestimate that things I say will be blown up into the biggest news of the whole world. That's so unnatural."
It is unnatural. Imagine going on a third date and having 300 articles written about whether your body language implies you're moving in together.
Exactly. She was psychologically exhausted by the relentless media scrutiny over her sexuality and dating life.
I don't blame her.
Waiting a year ensures the foundation of the relationship is solid before inviting the destructive, speculative energy of the world in. It removes the leverage the press has over the early, fragile stages of romance.
It's so smart. But someone who is currently inviting the world directly into her drama is Zoe Kravitz.
Oh, this was iconic.
Babes, Zoe just publicly slammed Hulu, calling them tacky over a Harry Styles joke.
We have to unpack the corporate mechanics of what Hulu attempted here.
Please do.
Back in 2020, during a very specific cultural reckoning, Hulu abruptly canceled Zoe's critically acclaimed show, High Fidelity, after just one season. She played Robin Brooks, a cool encyclopedic record store owner.
Such a good show.
Fast forward to the present day, Zoe and global pop superstar Harry Styles have been linked since last August, and there are massive engagement rumors swirling because she has been repeatedly spotted walking arm in arm with him wearing a massive, undeniable nude diamond ring.
Right. So Hulu's social media team decides it's a brilliant idea to post stills of Zoe from High Fidelity with the caption, "Robin Brooks definitely has Kiss all the time, disco occasionally on her playlist."
So embarrassing.
They literally reference the exact titles of Harry's new album tracks, and Zoe did not miss a beat.
Not a single beat.
She immediately commented underneath the post, "This is tacky." Variety picked up the interaction, the internet dogpiled Hulu, and the network actually ended up deleting the post in shame.
I am endlessly fascinated by the sheer audacity of a streaming network trying to algorithmically ride the coattails of a celebrity's new, highly publicized relationship.
Just so.
Utilizing the very intellectual property they stripped from her, it is the definition of tacky.
Tacky with a capital T.
Zoe had previously, and very publicly, called Hulu out for axing their only program, led by a woman of color at that time. To circle back 4 years later, just because their algorithm detected a spike in engagement around Zoe potentially marrying Harry Styles right before his massive May 16th world tour. It's corporate desperation.
It is. It's like your toxic corporate ex-boss trying to take credit for your massive glow-up on LinkedIn years after they fired you without severance.
Great analogy.
She gathered them with one single word, tacky. The power that has. Speaking of gathering people, Charlize Theron just revealed her absolute biggest sex ick, and I don't think I have ever agreed with anything more in my entire life.
Oh, this was a deeply illuminating linguistic analysis.
It really was.
Charlize was a guest on Subway Takes with Kareem Rama show, which, for context, involves having extremely candid, high-stakes conversations on moving public transportation.
Which is already so chaotic.
Kareem read the statement, "I would like to make love to you," and Charlize's face just immediately contorted in absolute visceral disgust.
She looked physically pained. She said that phrase literally makes her vagina close up.
A biological response.
Babes, I am howling. She is so incredibly real for saying that out loud. She said, "I don't want you to make anything with me. I want you to do something with me."
Incredible phrasing.
She called the phrase fucking lame, and she is 100% correct. Who actually says make love in the real world unless you are a character in a 1980s soap opera wearing silk pajamas?
It is an incredibly dated, overly earnest linguistic construct.
It's awful.
The phrase making love carries this heavy patriarchal history of sanitizing female pleasure, wrapping it in this polite, flowery euphemism that immediately kills any spontaneous kinetic tension in the room.
It ruins the vibe instantly.
I completely understand her biological response of her entire system just shutting down in protest.
But wait, how does this fit into her actual dating life? Because didn't she just say she's ready to get back out there?
Yes, and that's the amusing juxtaposition. We have this hard-line, aggressive stance on dirty talk, coupled with the fact that her young children are actively pushing her back into the dating pool.
That is so cute.
She mentioned on the Drew Barrymore show that her kids are acting like her managers. They ask her, "Mom, is he texting you? Go on the date, Mom."
I love that her kids are her wingmen. They just want their mom to have some fun, but she knows exactly what she wants, or rather, the exact phrasing she absolutely does not want to hear.
Right.
But you know who else knows exactly what they want and refuses to bend to societal norms? Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell.
Yes. The ultimate Hollywood statistical anomaly.
Yeah.
43 years of continuous partnership. They started dating on Valentine's Day in 1983, and they have staunchly, defiantly remained unmarried despite decades of intense public pressure.
Goldie explained her reasoning recently, and honestly, the way she thinks about it is so poetic. She said, I don't like ownership.
I mean, fair.
And then she gave this incredible analogy. She said, I thought if I were a bird and then someone put me in a cage and then they leave the door open, I'll never fly out. If they close the door on me, I'd probably get rid of all my feathers and become a bird with no feathers.
It's a profound, deeply existential statement on human autonomy.
It really is.
The bird in a cage metaphor beautifully articulates the psychological weight of a legal contract superimposed on romantic love. For Goldie, the structural act of locking the door destroys the intrinsic beauty of staying.
Wow. Yeah.
They want to, in her exact words, choose each other every day.
Oh.
However, applying a slightly more cynical lens here,
Naturally.
I have to point out the practical mechanics of this. Maintaining a constant low-level threat of easy departure is probably the actual unglamorous secret to surviving a relationship in a high-net-worth, high-temptation environment like Hollywood for 4 decades.
Okay, wow.
You never get complacent. You never wear sweatpants for too many days in a row if the legal door is technically always wide open.
I love that you turned a beautiful romantic metaphor into a hostage negotiation strategy.
Just analyzing the data, babe.
But honestly, it works for them. It is profoundly romantic to wake up every morning and actively choose your partner, rather than just staying because untangling the lawyers and the real estate is too much of a headache.
Very true.
Okay, let's get into theme 4. Morning show mysteries and sitcom feuds, because things got very, very weird on the Today Show this week.
Extremely anomalous. Savannah Guthrie, a veteran anchor and arguably the most recognizable face of morning news, was co-hosting with Craig Melvin. Suddenly, she abruptly walked off the set mid-broadcast on a Wednesday morning. Craig Melvin was left scrambling. He just looked directly into the camera and vaguely stated, Savannah had to leave a little early. She'll be right back tomorrow.
Which, to the average person watching at home while making oatmeal, might just seem like she had a sudden stomach bug. But the industry insiders were completely baffled.
Completely.
They immediately started leaking to the press that the excuse didn't add up at all.
Exactly. To understand the magnitude of this, we have to analyze the incredibly strict, heavily engineered protocols of live morning television.
It's like a military operation.
You have to picture the control room. You have executive producers shouting into IFB earpieces. You have advertisers paying hundreds of thousands of dollars per minute. And you have this carefully constructed illusion of morning coffee with friends that relies on absolute rigid predictability.
Right.
As one insider noted, everything in an anchor's life, doctor appointments, corporate meetings, family obligations, is scheduled around that 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. window. You do not suddenly abandon a live, multi-million-dollar national broadcast unless there is a catastrophic, unavoidable emergency.
And everyone's mind immediately, understandably, went to the horrific situation with her mother.
Of course.
For those who don't know, her 84-year-old mother, Nancy Guthrie, has been missing from her Arizona home since February 1st. The authorities strongly suspect it's a kidnapping case.
It's awful.
It is a living nightmare. Savannah had just taken a 2-month hiatus to deal with the investigation, so of course viewers assumed there was a sudden break in the case and she had to rush out.
But that is precisely where the mystery deepens and the narrative fractures.
Why?
The insiders explicitly stated that the network has very specific pre-planned protocols in place if news breaks regarding her mother's case while she's on air. They have a script for that exact scenario. And apparently, according to sources, this departure wasn't related to the investigation, which makes the entire incident feel significantly stranger.
That is so bizarre.
We must drop the snark entirely here because the backdrop of her mother's disappearance is undeniably tragic. But from a purely logistical broadcasting standpoint, an unexplained, unscripted mid-show departure by a lead anchor is virtually unprecedented in modern television history.
It is so scary, and it just shows you how much these anchors are holding together behind the smiles. We are obviously sending Savannah all the love and praying for her family.
Definitely.
But on a much, much lighter note, from the exact same Today Show set, Valerie Bertinelli dropping not one, but T2O F-bombs on live morning television.
A spectacular, chaotic pivot from the rigid morning show protocol we just discussed.
It was amazing.
Valerie was on air with Jenna Bush Hager and Chanel Jones, ostensibly there to promote her new Lifetime movie, Love, Again. She was discussing her character's journey and relating it to her own life experiences, and she casually, accidentally said she didn't want to bring her shit to other people before catching herself in real time.
But then, babe, she did it again.
I know.
She was talking about how she finally found her independence and said, I am so independent and I can do anything I want, so leave me the F alone, out loud, on the Today Show. During breakfast hours, I was crying laughing.
Jenna Bush Hager's real-time reaction was priceless television. She just muttered, oops, that's a second one,
Yeah.
while trying to maintain broadcast composure.
She was trying so hard.
But Valerie's immediate defense was the absolute best part of the segment. She didn't offer a tearful apology. She blamed the profanity on what she called the 66-year-old disease, where you just don't care what comes out of your mouth.
I cannot wait to catch the 66-year-old disease. I think I might already have early onset symptoms.
Oh, you definitely do.
It's the liberation of aging out of that suffocating Hollywood ingenue PR straitjacket. She's just letting it all fly. But you know who is definitely not letting things fly and is keeping a very tight grip on their PR? Jennifer Aniston.
Ah, yes. The lingering multi-million-dollar Friends fallout.
The drama.
Jennifer Aniston's PR camp had to come out this week and formally, aggressively deny rumors that she is feuding with Lisa Kudrow.
Right.
The origin of this specific drama. Lisa recently gave an interview where she referred to herself as the sixth friend back when they were first working on the sitcom, strongly implying she felt her castmates were viewed as bigger stars and more important to the network at the time.
And the tabloids went wild, with insiders claiming Jen was absolutely furious, calling Lisa's comments a self-pitying narrative.
Very harsh words.
Jen is super busy right now. She has season 5 of The Morning Show in production, and she is reportedly secretly engaged to Jim Curtis. But the vicious rumor was that Lisa Kudrow was being intentionally left off Jen's upcoming wedding guest list as punishment.
Which forces us to look at the broader context and the incredible financial weight of their dynamic. We have to recall Lisa's very specific comments after Matthew Perry tragically passed away.
Right. What did she say again?
She made global headlines by stating that the six-way relationship among the cast took some work. That was a remarkably telling, honest phrase.
But why would Jen be so mad about that? It's honest. You work with people for 10 years. Of course it takes work to get along.
Because, babe, the entire billion-dollar syndication empire of Friends is built on the mythology that they are actual, real-life best friends.
Ah, the illusion.
The public desperately wants to believe they're all still hanging out in a coffee shop, holding hands in a fountain forever. But the reality is, they are highly ambitious coworkers who navigated an unprecedented, psychologically damaging level of global fame together.
That makes sense.
Lisa acknowledging the friction, the actual labor it took to maintain that cohesive unit, shatters the lucrative illusion. Clearly, Jen's camp feels the intense, ongoing need to aggressively protect that specific mythology, its brand management masquerading as friendship defense.
It's kind of sad, though. I want them to all be at that wedding, drinking champagne and taking selfies. I hate the idea of them fighting over old insecurities. But let's move into theme 5. The hustle, the health, and the questionable PR.
Oh, yes.
Babes, this first story. I'm still picking my jaw up off the floor. Anna Sorokin, the fake German heiress, the convicted scammer. She is starring in a brand new ad campaign for Goop Kitchen.
With her court-ordered federal ankle monitor on full deliberate display.
It's unhinged.
Let's dissect the sheer cynicism of this marketing campaign. The video was posted on Goop Kitchen's official Instagram. Anna is styled in full glam, wearing a highly curated designer-inspired look, opening her apartment door to receive a Goop food delivery.
The nerve.
The camera operator deliberately pans down to explicitly highlight the glowing ankle monitor. And she delivers the pre-written punchline directly to the camera. Can't go out? Don't be so dramatic.
I am genuinely deeply appalled, but I am also laughing at the sheer, unadulterated audacity of it.
It's wild.
The caption literally said, "For when you can't leave the house." The internet absolutely lost its mind. People were flooding the comments, calling it out for glamorizing actual financial crime.
As they should.
One person commented that they almost lost their entire life savings to a con artist and officially unfollowed Goop Kitchen.
Which is a completely valid, emotionally grounded consumer response.
Yeah.
The critical analysis here must center on Gwyneth Paltrow's reaction to the blowback.
What did she do?
Gwyneth didn't direct her PR team to release a sanitized apology statement. She didn't per the ad. She personally liked the post and left a string of crying, laughing emojis in the comments. She is actively doubling down on the controversy.
But why? Doesn't she care that people are offended? Doesn't Goop sell, like, wellness and spiritual healing? How does a convicted fraudster fit into that brand?
Because Goop has always operated on the economics of engagement bait.
Ah, of course.
This is a calculated algorithmic calculation. Does the viral reach and the earned media value of the controversy outweigh the moral outrage of platforming a convicted fraudster who scammed hundreds of thousands of dollars from actual working people?
I guess we know their answer.
For Goop, the math is simple. The outrage generates clicks, the clicks generate algorithm dominance, and algorithm dominance sells $40 salads. The moral decay is factored into the marketing budget.
It is so dystopian, turning a federal house arrest into a cheeky punchline for a grain bowl delivery. Wild. But speaking of women securing the bag in highly unconventional modern ways, Jaime Pressly from My Name is Earl just joined OnlyFans.
A fascinating, highly indicative career pivot for a mainstream, Emmy-winning network actress.
Good for her.
Jaime released a heavily massaged public statement to Variety, framing this decision as an artistic evolution. She stated she wants to connect directly with her audience on her own terms. She mentioned how much she loves meeting fans at Comic-Cons and positioned this platform as a digital, intimate extension of that face-to-face interaction.
Listen, I am fully here for women getting their bag. Do you, babe? Look at her friend, the actress Shannon Elizabeth.
Oh, yeah.
Shannon joined OnlyFans recently and reportedly made over $1.2 million in her first week. $1 million. If the fans are willing to pay a monthly subscription fee for exclusive behind-the-scenes photos and late-night thoughts, bypass the studios and take their money directly.
Oh, the macroeconomics of adult subscription platforms are undeniable.
Definitely.
Actresses are realizing they don't need to give a studio 80% of the profits and an agent another 10% to monetize their own sex appeal. But what deeply amuses me is the highly sanitized, sterile corporate speak surrounding the launch.
It was so funny.
Creators Inc., the management firm handling her account, had their CEO Andy Bachman release a statement calling her an elite entertainer and saying modern platforms reward her mainstream star power.
Sounds like he's describing a Fortune 500 merger.
Exactly. It's incredible how we have wrapped adult subscription platforms in this sterile, synergistic Silicon Valley marketing jargon to make it palatable for mainstream press.
It's all spin.
Jaime's actual bio on the site literally says, if you've ever wondered what I'm really like when the script ends, come closer. It's brilliant, highly effective marketing that preys on parasocial desire. But let's call a spade a spade. It's the monetization of intimacy, dressed up as corporate innovation.
Hey, whatever the PR phrasing is, get that coin. Now, someone else dealing with massive money and intense life changes is Hailey Bieber.
Oh, yes, this interview.
She did an incredibly vulnerable interview with Time magazine about the process of selling her billion-dollar beauty brand, Rhode. And she was talking about how she felt really stretched because she was navigating this massive corporate buyout right as she and Justin welcomed their first son, Jack Blues Bieber.
It is an incredible, almost overwhelming intersection of major life events. To navigate the complex, high-stakes legal and financial intricacies of a billion-dollar corporate buyout in parallel with the monumental physiological and psychological shift of first-time motherhood is staggering.
It really is.
She astutely noted in the interview that becoming a parent is the most profound identity shift a human goes through. To have your biological timeline violently crash into your corporate timeline creates an immense friction.
I completely sympathize with her. Honestly, just having a baby is overwhelming. Your hormones are crashing. You aren't sleeping. Just selling a company is overwhelming, too.
Very much so.
The lawyers, the board meetings, doing both at the exact same time, at 29, turning 30. No wonder she felt stretched. It's like trying to run a marathon while doing complex calculus. But she said she wouldn't change a single thing, and that surviving that gauntlet actually strengthened her. I really respect that perspective.
It requires immense psychological resilience.
No.
Speaking of resilience, and specifically the monetization of medical procedures, let's examine the ultimate matriarch, Kris Jenner.
Yes, Chris.
Kris revealed on the SEG MD podcast that she recently had her uterus removed, a full hysterectomy, after doctors discovered a benign tumor on her ovary.
First of all, thank God the tumor was benign. That is terrifying. Kris said the surgery was the best decision she's ever made because she wanted to be entirely clear of any future medical complications.
Practical as always.
And in true Kris Jenner fashion, she joked about it, saying, that was a good uterus because it gave the world Kourtney, Kim, Khloe, Rob, Kendall, and Kylie. That singular uterus literally built a multi-billion-dollar media and cosmetics empire.
It is, objectively speaking, a historically significant organ in the context of American pop culture.
Literally a landmark.
But the detail that perfectly, flawlessly encapsulates the absolute core of the Kardashian ethos came from her physician, Dr. Tyus Aliabadi, who actually co-hosts the podcast.
Yeah.
Dr. Aliabadi casually reminded Chris on air, "I videotaped your surgery for you. It's 22 minutes, skin to skin."
Babes, they filmed the actual surgical hysterectomy skin to skin. I don't know whether to be inspired or terrified.
A lot.
The commitment to content is truly unmatched. They document absolutely everything. Is there a line anymore? Is there anything they won't put on camera?
The line does not exist, babe. The final frontier of reality television is the monetization of the literal internal organs of the cast members.
He's so true.
But it does serve a narrative purpose. Chris got genuinely emotional on an episode of The Kardashians talking about this procedure, noting the psychological toll. She said that when you're young, all you talk about is wanting a family and having babies, and now she's abruptly on the other side of that biological process.
Yeah.
She stated that motherhood is her ultimate destiny, her true legacy.
That part did make me tear up. It's a really pregnant reflection on aging and moving into a different season of life, even if you are a billionaire momager who gets a 10% cut of everything.
It was sweet.
Now, let's wrap up this theme by resolving our second listener confession from the top of the show. The teenager struggling with the massive, impossible family tree.
Yes, the data parameter issue. That was Monroe Cannon. Nick Cannon's 15-year-old daughter with Mariah Carey.
Exactly. Monroe posted on her Instagram story to clear up some schoolyard rumors, writing, "I only have one brother who is at Moroccan.Cannon. I do have other half-siblings from my dad, but they're all many, many years younger than me." And the internet, naturally, descended upon her like vultures because of Nick Cannon's famously prolific procreation strategy.
Nick actually had to jump on the Club Shay podcast with Shannon Sharp to perform active damage control for his teenager.
He had to step in.
He explained the context. Monroe was just talking specifically to other 14 and 15-year-olds online. Apparently, there were random teenagers on social media falsely claiming to be her and Moroccan siblings for clout, so she was just setting a boundary, clarifying that she only has one brother in her specific age bracket.
And we have to objectively look at the sheer volume of names Monroe is dealing with. She and Moroccan are the twins with Mariah.
Right.
But then Nick has Golden Sagan, Powerful Queen, and Rise Messiah with Brittany Bell. He has twins, Zion Mixolydian and Zillionaire, plus Beautiful Zeppelin with Abby De La Rosa.
Oh, wait, keep going.
He has Legendary Love with Bertese, Onyx Ice with Lanisha Cole, and Halo Marie with Alyssa Scott, plus their tragically late son, Zen.
Babes, that is 12 children across multiple households.
It's an administrative nightmare. You have to be incredibly, meticulously careful on social media when your family tree looks like the character glossary at the back of an epic fantasy novel.
Nick admitted on the podcast that it genuinely upset Monroe when the adult world took her teenage gossip conversation and blew it up into a referendum on his parenting. He told her she didn't owe the public an explanation, but it served as a harsh lesson in how the internet will weaponize a small clarification.
It's a masterclass in the unintended emotional consequences of having a highly public, highly complex family structure. When your dad is creating a literal dynasty, your casual Instagram updates require legal footnotes.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Okay, babes, we have arrived at our final theme of the day. Theme 6, European escapes and royal headaches, because Hollywood's elite are actively fleeing across the pond.
They are leaving us.
First up, Natalie Portman is living her absolute best, unbothered life in Paris.
She shared this incredibly serene, beautiful photo dump on Instagram captioned Paris lately. It was just pictures of her walking by the River Seine, fresh flowers, museum artwork, and her dog chilling peacefully by a massive bookshelf. It was a projection of absolute, impenetrable peace.
And we must note the context of this piece. She is currently pregnant with her third child, her first enter with her new partner, Tanguy Destable.
Up for her.
She already shares 2 kids, Aleph and Amalia, with her ex-husband, Benjamin Millipede. They finalized their highly scrutinized divorce in 2024 after a very public scandal, but she strategically chose to remain in Paris. She had originally moved there back in 2014 for Benjamin's work, but she fell in love with the culture. She explicitly stated in an interview that she loves how the French locals deeply value privacy.
Which contrasts so sharply with the American paparazzi ecosystem. In LA, they follow you to the grocery store. In Paris, they just let you buy your baguette in peace.
Exactly.
And Natalie isn't the only one seeking European refuge. Angelina Jolie is reportedly planning to leave the United States entirely behind to begin a new chapter abroad.
This timing is impeccable. This news comes immediately after reports of her massive legal victory over the Chateau Miraval winery against Brad Pitt, a lawsuit involving Russian oligarchs, intense NDAs, and years of litigation.
It was a mess.
The insider noted she's been a dedicated hands-on mother for decades in Los Angeles, and now that her children are aging into young adults, she's carefully planning this geographical pivot to foster their independence and finally give herself the space to figure out the next act of her life.
I honestly don't blame her at all. The source also said she loved filming her recent movie, Maria, over in Europe because she received the respect and dignity that is in short supply in Los Angeles.
Shade to LA.
And my favorite part, she is explicitly looking for a partner completely outside of the Hollywood machine. She's had intense, high-profile relationships with A-list actors her entire life and has serious misgivings about repeating that toxic pattern. Date a nice, quiet European architect, Angie. Both Natalie and Angelina escaping Hollywood for Europe is honestly the ultimate flex.
It is a statement of supremacy. It's effectively broadcasting. I have conquered your industry, I have secured my millions, I have won my lawsuits, and now I am going to go eat fresh croissants and disappear from your radar.
Icon behavior.
But speaking of the intersection of Hollywood and Europe, we must pivot to our final, most complicated story. But first, mandatory legal disclaimer, babes.
Oh, boy.
I must sarcastically yet firmly remind you, anything involving the royals is completely alleged because, babes, we've heard they are highly litigious. We are simply analyzing the rumors as they stand.
The rumor mill is churning at maximum capacity. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are reportedly engaged in a massive ideological standoff over Hollywood because Aaron Korsh, the creator of the show Suits, teased the very real possibility of a massive Suits reunion movie after the show inexplicably blew up and broke streaming records on Netflix again in 2023. And Meghan apparently wants in on the action.
We have to follow the money here. The financial incentives are reportedly driving this entirely. The insider noted the huge payday she could command is a major, undeniable factor.
Let's be real.
Let's objectively look at the couple's current business portfolio. Their massive $100 million Netflix deal has significantly cooled off and hasn't produced a hit in years. Her highly touted lifestyle series, With Love, Meghan, failed to secure a renewal. The streamer actively stepped back from funding her lifestyle brand, American Riviera Orchard. The financial squeeze makes a return to a proven, globally successful franchise very tempting. She understands the PR mechanics. A reunion movie is an easy, guaranteed win for visibility and public goodwill.
And I fiercely, unapologetically defend her doing it. Meghan spent 7 seasons grinding on Suits before she left in 2018 to marry Harry and move to the UK.
She put in the work.
That was her show. She built that character. If a studio wants to back up a literal Brinks truck to her Montecito mansion to have her play Rachel Zane for 2 hours on a soundstage, she should absolutely take the money. Return to your roots, babe. Go get that bag.
But that brings us to the core of the marital tension. Harry allegedly views a return to scripted television as a severe brand regression.
A brand regression?
The source claimed Harry is very turned off by Hollywood and thinks acting is beneath her now that she holds a royal title. He allegedly doesn't understand why she would move backwards into commercial television when she should be focusing on bigger, more meaningful philanthropic endeavors.
Beneath her? Harry, babe, let me push back on this right now. She was a working actress when you met her.
I mean, she was.
You cannot marry a woman for who she is, strick her away from her career, fail to establish a new philanthropic empire, and then get mad at her for wanting to go back to the job that made her famous in the first place. Especially when those royal exit deals are drying up. Wait, isn't Harry currently producing a documentary about polo?
He is.
How on earth is a documentary about rich guys hitting balls on horses more meaningful or elevated than a scripted television drama?
It is a fascinating high-stakes clash of PR strategies and fundamental worldviews.
Yeah.
Harry views their brand through the rigid, traditional lens of global philanthropy and high-level prestige documentary production, even if the free market is currently rejecting that specific output.
Yeah, they don't want it.
He still operates on royal legacy PR. Meghan, however, understands the pragmatic, ruthless reality of Hollywood PR. A Suits movie pays the actual bills, keeps their names in the positive cultural conversation, and provides leverage for future deals. It's an ideological standoff between inherited royal prestige and the necessity of the Hollywood hustle.
It is so incredibly messy. The egos, the money, the royal drama, the billionaires banning actors. I cannot take it anymore. My brain is fully saturated.
And on that note, babes, we have successfully reached the end of this incredibly dense, highly chaotic Hollywood curriculum. I have to say, my throat is completely parched from all this high-level analysis. I am finally, enthusiastically entering my hydration era.
Welcome to the club.
Give me that water. If I don't flush these cortisol toxins out of my system right now, I'm not surviving the weekend.
Good. Drink up. Chug it.
What?
Because my weekend plans are already chaotic and I'm spiraling way too early.
What are you doing?
I have 3 different overly complicated outfits planned for events I don't even actually want to go to, and I am actively, dangerously considering texting an ex just to feel something. The hydration is the only thing keeping me tethered to reality right now.
I am formally begging you, please do not text your ex. But speaking of unhinged behavior, I cannot stop laughing at those listener submissions we started the show with.
Oh my God, yes.
The fact that the entire Hollywood ecosystem is just acting like petty high schoolers in our inbox, tech billionaires throwing tantrums over parodies, sisters aggressively fighting over wedding dates, teenagers issuing press releases about their family trees, it's spectacular.
It's the best.
It really makes you wonder, with reality stars monetizing their internal organs and tech billionaires controlling the high-fashion guest list, are traditional A-list movie stars even the top of the food chain anymore? Or has the Hollywood ecosystem completely collapsed into one giant, messy reality show?
That is such a good question. The A-list is dead. Long live the mess. Babes, thank you so much to our Snark squad for hanging out with us, drinking your water, and surviving this very long week together. We love you so much.
We truly do. We want you to send in more shady, snarky, or stupid submissions. Tell us your chaotic weekend plans in the comments. Let us know if you are joining us in this deeply reluctant but necessary hydration era.
Yes. And do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this recap with a chaotic friend who desperately needs a distraction from their own life.
Let's say it together, babe.
Stay hydrated, stay messy, and we will see you on the Snark side.